Hey, storytelling Ryan. So this is Cabrini, the movie Cabrini. I don't know if I can play this or not, but I'm gonna try anyway. This trailer, or I'll just skip around. But it's a great film. I have a lot of criticisms, but I do think you should go see it. Even as a Protestant, I'm a hardcore Christian Protestant Reformed Baptist, and there's obviously stark differences between us and the Catholics that. Like like one of the big ones for me is, and this is just topical, but they should not be worshiping Mary or praying to Mary. Like Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. I memorized that when I grew up Catholic. Okay, I don't want to get into all that, but what I want to say is that the Catholics and the Orthodox are the least of my worries, right? Let's have that debate. But the problem is we can't have that debate because of how powerful the secular world is, the pagan world, in destroying what the Catholic Church has built up over the medieval history, and the Protestant churches. So I encourage you to go see this. I think this was a great film, and for the Lord RPG, this is like exactly what women do. This is exactly what women do. Women of God, of course. Now, pagan women can never do this. So that's my big criticism, not of the movie, but of the world. A pagan woman could not do this. And I listened to a producer being interviewed on Film Threat. I didn't actually like his responses. Like, this is not a religious film. This is, I know he's trying to, I guess, appeal to the common denominator or something, but I just got a little annoyed by his responses. He was, he's trying to, I guess, be like common denominator, trying to just appeal to the most he could, it's a business, I guess, which is something I certainly am not doing. But was it a religious film or not? I think it was, it's Christian. I think it's a Christian film. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a religious film. It's not a pagan film. It's not a Muslim film. It's not a Marxist film. This is just an amazing film about a Christian woman, now Catholic. Okay, so I'll give you the doggy there, but I love this. I love the gothicness. Her beauty in this, in her nun outfit, is to me more beautiful than all the gothic stuff I've seen. Cause I go to gothic clubs and stuff, but this was way more like, and I'm not perverse or sexual, but just beauty, elegance. These gothic nun outfits were way awesome. The production was awesome. I mean, really awesome. I mean, this right here is visually striking. I'm going to go, I don't know if I want to play. I'm going to go through just some stuff, but, and just talk about it. So I'm going to play a little bit just for the fun. I don't know. I might be knocked out, but
open your eyes. This is America.
Look at that.
The greatest nation on earth.
I mean, just visually stunning, just amazing. The sets, the costumes, look at the long streets of New York. I think they must have got it from that that footage they have on YouTube where they follow down the streets and get the live capture of the people, that 60 frame per second thing, 4K revision or. But this, look at that.
An empire of hope, we must first conquer New York.
So every shot was gorgeous, and then this is cool the way they bring up the old gaslight type thing, Statue of Liberty, and the symbol of Statue of Liberty. By the way, this is not a film promoting illegal immigration. All the people came in. I mean, all of them came in through when you came in through the Statue of Liberty. When you came in through Ellis Island, you had to sign in. You had to fill out forms. And I know there's a influx of immigrants back then, and that was a different time too. They were suffering, and America needed labor. Today we don't need that. We don't need that, and everyone has the ability in every nation to be successful. And the problem we have is we should be exporting America and American ideas and Christianity and missionary work. We should not be importing people or importing the poor for what the Democrats are doing. They're basically bringing an invasion to take over America, so but this is incredibly striking and beautiful. Now concerning the illegal immigrant story and all that, I don't care about that. I really don't. It's not about that at all. And this story is about just people suffering and then the Christians doing something about it because no one else will. This is an interesting one where he's an opera singer, Italian, but he's super rich, but he doesn't care to help the Italians. And she persists in getting him to do that. And here's an interesting thing that this is exactly church history too, by the way. Christians would go into an area and figure out what's going on first. And that's what she did. She goes into, the poor areas and slums and figures out what's going on first. She gets throttled and pushed around and slowly builds up this orphanage with children. But she then figures out who has the power and goes after them, targets them for either help or who's subjugating the people. And she's taking care of all these people. And, this is visually is amazing. And they get money. And it shows too here. Let's look at these nuns. This is just awesome. When they show scenes of them walking down the street, I'm like, this is power. She has so much power because all these nuns are Christian, humble, and they're going to work and they're going to help. They're not going to complain or whine or be offended. They're going to actually help, and get things done. So they got things done, orphanages, hospitals, everything. Here she is dealing with the children or whatever. Oh, the Pope. These are cool scenes. This is a great opening scene with the Pope. Where is it? This guy. Not showing it. What? Why is it showing it on there? This is a cool scene in the opening. This kind of, I don't know, draws you in. Just the elegance of the shot. And, I'm a Protestant, so I'm not going to, whatever. But, so yeah, here she goes. This is the opera singer and she goes after him to get money and, and he doesn't want to do it and says no. But she persists and gets him. Okay, so this scene, and I'm kind of doing a spoiler, whatever, but it's not about, she's going to succeed, but it's just the wonderful play out of it that's engaging. It's 2.5 hours long, so it's a long movie, but I really enjoyed it. I know some people complain it's too long. I just enjoy. I felt like I was reading a book visually. It was just a nice, it was kind of like this even keel of just scene after scene after scene, but I wanted to see it. And I have probably a bias in the sense of, I have a nun in my game, the Dark Ages one, where the women play a nun. And to me, this is wonderful because like this guy tells her, you would have made a great man. And she says at the end that the very end, the film, no man could have done what women can do. No man, and that's exactly what I want. She's not running around with the battle axe. She's not running around attacking. She's dealing with these men and they all offend her. They all insult her and she never doesn't let that bother her. She doesn't let that affect her. Except to make her even more resilient. And she realized this was the power of New York, the mayor, and she went right to the mayor, right after his throat, to get him, to, change a heart, So she had like skills in, she learned to get these skills, which are debating or arguing or whatever the skills are, and in my game, you can pick skills, right? So you can pick your skills and how you want to do things. And that's what she did. She got hospitals done. She helped all these people. So this was a great film. There was some great scenes. They have an amazing shots of, this isn't there, and they're digging for a well, trying to find a well for their orphanage. I just want to see if they have more of the shots of her, the nun outfit. Because they did some really cool like silhouettes and a lot of great dark, the blacks in here are wonderful. I love films that have black, they show weakness in the church too. Like this guy was kind of weak, which is fine. And it wasn't like it was because of a man or woman. It's just, you're just weak. See, there's a cool nun thing there, but there's other shots where they have her just standing there in the dark in her outfit, silhouetted by the window. And I'm trying to find those. I think there's one in here somewhere, but I don't know where. But really cool. I just love that kind of visual. Man, where? But here's a cool. It's, just like I mean, this is one, but there was others that were just even more. But I love the visual of this, and I'm definitely going to I'm definitely going to do a 14th, 15th century or 14th century Gothic RPG with nuns like this. And again, they're not going to be, they'll have a dagger, pan. Well, I don't know about a pan in this in the 14th century, probably a dagger just to defend themselves. They might have a sword, but they're not going to be like fighting like a man, right? You got to be a woman in the game. Role-playing games and pagans, they like to pretend that women are men and men are women or whatever, and gender fluidity. That's a bunch of crap. Women have their strengths, and you need to find your strength as a woman, and without becoming a man or pretending to be a man, because you will get obliterated. You will get consumed by men. We are predatory. We are incredibly stronger. And our joints are incredibly stronger. Our ligaments are incredibly stronger. Our bones are incredibly stronger. It's ridiculous for us to show or play women as men, or have women or girls fantasize about being a man. That is not fantasy. Fantasy is not about being a man. Fantasy is about you pretending you're in a role that you then can persevere in, and it will relate to your real life too. Not that I'm going to go out and fight dragons in my real life, but that I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be a protector. I'm going to be that. A woman is not that. A woman is not going to go out and fantasize about fighting dragons. That's ridiculous. That's, to me, is absurd. That's not even fantasy. That's just, I got to find that's ridiculous. Thusly, so you're going to go out and, we got girls playing football. That to me is the stupidest thing. And when they say, go girl, you can do it. Like I've seen this so many times on Facebook where, oh, my daughter, or this girl is playing football, and like, are you serious? Stop it. You're making her, she's wasting time. That is a complete waste of time. Or having trans play, men play in the women's sports. You're literally telling the girls and the young ladies they're wasting their time. That's what you're literally saying, to have them do something and compete against men. That is ridiculous. Women have an incredible strength that Cabrini or, what women do, not what men do. I need my wife. I need her. I need this home. This home was my shelf just broke. IKEA chipboard wood. But anyway, I got to fix it. But, this home is clean and wonderful because of my wife, not because of me. She makes me do things, And what's the most important thing to a man? Yeah, that's right. His home and his family. Even though, he wants to go out and fight and do silly battles and fight the dragon. The truth is, the most important thing to a man is what the woman provides. And for us to deny that and tell the woman to be just like, take up the sword and fight is ridiculous. They look ridiculous doing it. We look ridiculous doing it ourselves, but we're stupid enough, so we're going to do it. Anyway, so Cabrini, I'm going off on other stuff. Cabrini is a great film. I think you should watch it. I think you should take your kids. It is long though, so it's got to be kids that can handle that. I was enthralled by it. I was, it did downplay the faith, I guess the Catholic faith. It did downplay it, and maybe to appeal to a wider audience. So it's just more about her doing things day to day kind of things, with dealing with stuff and persevering and tragedies and perseverance and triumphs, and very little in the way of like prayer or evangelism. There's no evangelism. She's not like converting anybody in it. So that's something that, I preach on here. We need to create entertainment where we actually are evangelizing in our role-playing game or in the movie or in the TV show. I'm sick and tired of, I need Jesus. I need to be better. I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about you needing to be better, or I'm using hyperbole, but I'm tired of it. And I'm also tired of sermons like that too. Like, you need to come to Christ. You need, this is for you. God's doing things in you. I don't care. What are you doing for God? What are you doing for Jesus? That's what I care about. What are you doing for Jesus? I know, and I'm preaching this in a sense of, why are we always constantly saying, God's going to do this for me. I'm going to be blessed. And I know that I'm doing whatever, this tragedy is for me to learn and God's will and then do better. And he's doing this to give me on the right path. I don't care. What are you doing for God? What are you doing for Christ? Do you love Christ? Well, what are you doing for him? And it doesn't have to be all day long. It doesn't have to be, but what are you doing? Well, I'm reading the Bible. I don't care. Don't care if you're reading the Bible. I don't care how many times you've read the Bible. What are you doing for Christ? How many, what evangelism are you doing? That's kind of like, and I'm being mean, or whatever, but I'm just trying to get you to understand whether you succeed or fail in life doesn't matter, and I'm coming from a position of comfort. So there's that, but it doesn't matter what, you should succeed in life. You should strive, you should work hard. Don't get me wrong there. But that doesn't matter. What matters is what are you doing? And it should be enjoyable, whatever it is. It should be enjoyable. Well, I just volunteer at the church. Perfect. Good. Fine. You're doing something. Well, I just move chairs around. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's good. If that's needed. Okay. So whatever it is, we need to do it to help the church, support the church. Some of us will support the church and some of us will expand the church. Some of us will evangelize. Some of us will financially support, I just send money in. Okay, fine. If that's all you want to do, which is good. That's fine too. Work hard, make the money, send it to the church. That's fine. But something, but also don't just be quiet. That's another thing. Don't just be quiet. Rebuke those around you who say things that are bad. I mean, seriously, we can't put our religion away. They say, oh, no politics, religion. Yeah. Keep your Christianity all the time at the bar, at the sports. Don't let them just get away with constantly saying, put your faith away right now. Cause we're just doing sports. We're just doing role-playing games. No, keep it in there. And if they kick you out, good. Now, they never wanted you in there with your faith. With your Jesus Christ. They don't want you. So realize that and then build up from there. Build up those who do want Jesus Christ in there. That's what I'm doing. You should be doing that. Okay. So that's what I'm doing on this channel. And, okay. That was my Cabrini movie review. You should go see it. I think it's worth it. I know it's Catholic. Catholics, but I appreciate Catholic history. I do. I'm not one of the Protestants who, and I've seen and read some stuff about Catholics, conspiracy theories and all this kind of epic stuff. I'm just not that interested in that right now because that's not the enemy. You Catholics are not the enemy. I'll tell you that right now. We can, I would enjoy having that fight with you, like that debate, that whatever. And I know we Catholics and Protestants have had a horrible history, in the past, but it's pretty obvious that, we can figure that out. So that's not, I'm not concerned about that. I want what the church has done, the Catholic Church has done in historically in medieval history. I appreciate the Crusades. I appreciate the Inquisition. I appreciate the witch trials, where that was even Protestant. I appreciate all that, actually. So I'm not going to chagrin it. It's, the failures within that, or even the Protestant church, is human nature. Our failures are human nature. And I don't mind revealing it, bringing it out. I'm still, grateful for the Catholic Church history and Protestants as well. All the travesties and tragedies that occurred during, in the growth of both, I'm fine with. I'm fine with it because we've only seen ourselves get better at it. And so, all right, there I go, babbling on and on again. Okay, I got to get to work. All right, in the game of life, roll holy dice.